Now then, people, good afternoon and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well and looking forward to another week. It's Monday. I can't lie to you, it's like 1:30. I was expecting some sort of news, but it's all gone very, very quiet. There are some stuff out there, and I just want to wade through some of the shite, because that's what it is. And I feel also that apologies may be due to you, the crowd, Just Joe FC. I think I'm going to have to say sorry to you. But before we do get into it, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. Quick little announcement as well. There was no counterpoint today because Connor's got some things on. Hope everything's good and all that jazz with you, my guy, and we will be back 1 p.m. tomorrow for the counterpoint, so it'll be Tuesday this week, all right? But that's enough of an update, and I'll see you on the other side of this boss intro. Right, folks, what I wanted to do, because obviously you get tagged left, right, and centre, and I'm really, really grateful that people tag me in things on Twitter and stuff, but you gotta watch them. You gotta watch them, because there's so many people out there that are just falsifying and creating rumours, and one of them, for me, is Gabriel Sara. Sara to Norwich. I seen a crazy link, £6 million. I mean, you're not even getting his right fecking foot for £6 million. Leeds United are not in the position to be signing Gabriel Sara. Would I like him? Yes. He would cost upwards of £20 million for me. He probably will go to a team that will be playing in Europe. And also, if you look at the profile of players that Daniel Farke said he wants an 8 and a fullback. Now, of course, Sara can play in that role, but we've already been linked to Ljubicic, and that had legs, right? So Leeds United are operating in a different type of market. You can't tell me that they've suddenly just turned face from Ljubicic, who would cost about 4 or 5 million to go, I know what, let's spend 20 on Sara instead. That's not what they were doing. Had they have acquired Ljubicic, for example, then we won't be in the business of signing another midfielder. We want one more. Like I've said before on a number of occasions now, you might... Farke likes a profile that, okay, he might let the gas off a little bit this season. We've seen that with Rothwell coming in for a Kamara, for example. Less control, but he doesn't want to give up, like, too much. So expect a player that is also good in the defensive spaces as well as going forward as well. So I'm not sure Sara fits the mould of what Leeds United are looking at, and it definitely doesn't fit within our price range. Would I love him? Yes, of course I would. But is it going to happen? No, not for me. I think we'll get, Leeds United have shown already that they're good at flipping, right? They brought in Kamara, they doubled their money, right? Let's bring in an acquisition. Oh, we're going to get a loan, we're going to get Rothwell. Let's spend about 4 or 5 million on another target. That'll be a lot. So I don't see Gabriel Sara coming to Leeds United. Another story that needs to have water poured all over it is this notion from Sky Sports Pete, who's probably never worked for Sky Sports, Slow Sports Pete, saying that Brighton are ready in another bid for Gio Rutter, having already had £30 million bid rejected. Now, I've spoken to a few friends of mine who are Brighton fans who are actually pretty well connected, I would say, and they say, yeah, it just doesn't make sense from our end either. Like, I don't understand where this story has come from. And I look, Leeds United will not sell Rutter. It would take an astronomical amount for Leeds United to allow Gio Rutter to leave Leeds United. It would take something similar to what Cree we're asking for Cree at like 40 million. Because as well, the markup on Rutter wouldn't ever be as big as what Cree is, because obviously we paid quite a hefty fee for Rutter in the first place. But just because Rutter didn't get as many goals, if you look at the goals score creating actions, if you look at dangerous chances created, there ain't many better than Rutter in this division. If he hones that skill, and we're already seeing in pre-season the amount of times that he has hit the target as opposed to ballooning it out of the stadium. So already it looks to me that might have improved. He even scored in pre-season with a volley. That's something before last season that, again, he's out of the South Stand, So this story of Rutter going to Brighton, it's not going to happen for me anyway. And ultimately, it'd be criminal if Leeds United were to let Rutter go, because you're not going to be able to replace him. Them's the facts. Now, that's just some of the guff and I believe it to be guff that's out there at the minute. Now, I said at the top of the video, I might have to owe apologies to some of you, right? The reason I say this is because I've said on a number of occasions that Summerville and Gnonto will leave. Maybe not so much Gnonto. I've come round to the idea that ultimately Gnonto might stay. Leeds United are very, very difficult to operate with when it comes to negotiating transfers. We are the new Daniel Levy. You know, my man Parag Marathi is the Donny. Yeah, he does it in his sleep, remember. Whoever would dare to question that man? Not me. I joke, of course. But Everton doesn't look like they can come up with the cash. They probably do have the cash, but they just don't want to spend such a huge outlay on Willie Gnonto, believed to be around about 25 million. What I will say as well, and maybe sometimes you can't read too much into this, but when I see Gnonto, when I see him in pre-season, when I see him within the group, all I see is a happy lad. All I see is a guy that is enjoying himself. Now, if you hot tip a year ago, you know, he's probably not having that same emotion because he's thinking, I want to move. And ultimately, it led to him putting in a transfer request, didn't it? That's not going to happen this time around. I don't think any of them will ever go down that route again because they know all it's going to do, you know, play with fire, you get your fingers burnt, as the saying goes. That's what happened with Gnonto. You don't want to play? Okay, go with kids and then, you know, you'll still be here for season. It is what it is. So it looks like Everton... Also, they've just bought a new winger as well who can play as a 10, so are they really in that market anymore? So, yeah, and I'm not sure who else is going to come for him, to be honest. I'm not sure which other clubs need or want him. I still think Palace, I look at Palace and I go, I could see them coming for one of Summerville or Gnonto with Elise going, there's chat of Eze to Tottenham, which I don't think will go through, but yeah, they're the one to watch for me, although there hasn't been any sort of like 100% credible links, but I still think there might be something there, because they go to the Championship for a lot of their talent, as do West Ham, right, and West Ham have done that. Jared Bowen and other, Flynn Downs was another, for example. I know he's gone to Southampton now. Ben Rama, they like to look in their markets as well. They have to, right, to compete with the big boys, you have to get the deals. The one thing is, though, with Summerville, there ain't no deal. I listened to James Lawrence Alcott the other week, who's great, by the way. No criticism, not at all. He is unbelievable. But he was talking about Brighton and Summerville and which player would be the best signing. And they said Summerville, right? And he said 17 million. And I was like, yeah, nah. That's not happening. And Leeds United have also shown to be difficult operators because West Ham have come. And it looks like West Ham are having to turn their heads and go to Reece Nelson, who can't get a game at Arsenal, because they can't afford Crysencio Summerville. Now, this is where the apology might have to come in, right? Because I've said he's definitely going. And as the window draws closer and closer to ending, the less likely it is that he goes. Of course, it can change. Transfers change at the drop of a hat, of course, right? But is anyone going to pay 40 million for Summerville? Because West Ham can't afford him. I mean, Everton can't afford him, and other teams can't afford him. So who can afford Cree Summerville? It's only really the big boys. But like Joe said yesterday, Liverpool, notoriously, do not break the bank. This is how they move. That's why Liverpool fans get annoyed with FSG. And I feel that Leeds United, if we ever do get towards the upper reaches, that will be us. Where it's a similar sort of model where we'll be like, just push the boat out. You can push the boat out. You know, we can dominate and that. And they did try to do that last season with Caicedo, for example, and got the fingers burnt. I don't think they'll do that again. And if Liverpool were to spend, say, 40 million, 35, 40 million, Summerville then becomes like their key acquisition. Can you really have the marquee signing as being Crysencio Summerville? No disrespect to him, but when you've got Diaz, Gakpo's had a great Euros, Salah and stuff, and you're spending 40 million, which will be a large amount for Liverpool, on Summerville, is it a bit meh? Dare I say it's a bit meh? So again, like, I spoke to my good friend Danny from Not Another Leeds Pod. He's 50-50. I'm more 80-20. It's coming down. But yeah, Summerville. Listen, there's talk of Foot Mercato, Rennes coming in for him. Rennes, any team in France ain't got two pennies to rub together, so I don't know where they're getting the figures. Listen, Leeds United will be holding out for 40 million, which is insane. I still can't believe I'm saying it, but we're actually run properly for a change, aren't we? Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice to see. We're a proper football club again, it would seem. The only thing I wish is that we got a little bit more news. But we don't. But we move in silence like ninjas, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing until it's a bad thing, when it's too silent. Like I'm getting tweeted already going, it's too quiet for me, it's too quiet. But I'm going to really remain relaxed. We'll get a full-back, and we'll also get a number 8. But it won't be Sarah. We won't be spending that crazy money. I do tell you that. And only one player will leave now, and I think it'll be Summerville if someone pays the money. I think Gnonto stays. Rutter's definitely staying. Don't listen to Slow Sports Pete, please. But I think that's it. We might do a live stream tonight. I'll let you know. Keep notifications on. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds.